Hello, good evening, and welcome to Try Not to Die Thursday, where, as the title suggests, I try very hard not to die in whatever game I'm playing. Currently, that game is Sunless Sea. I have both succeeded and not succeeded. I'm on life number 3 in this game, and I've gotten a great number of crewmates killed. Oops. But still, life number 3 continues. And when last we left off, I was in London, contemplating, I believe, sailing north. As far north as possible? Let's see. I don't know how the quest journal works, honestly. But yes, I believe that I have a crate. Yes, I have a crate of souls that is bound for Mount Palmerston, which is to the north somewhere. So, sailing north. A fairly great distance north. Although I see I have 4 secrets as well here, which means I should probably raise my stats. Which stats to raise is the question. What stats do you raise? She increases veils, which is currently my best stat. And he increases my hearts, which is middling for me. She increases my iron, which is also middling. Good evening, Ask. It's been a while. Welcome. I'm just starting out my day, trying to figure out what stats to increase. Oh, thank you very much for the bits. Much appreciated. Although it appears that you may have used a few too many emotes or repeated your words a little too much in your message, so I apologize. I had to be a bit vigorous with the spam filters. Okay, and she also increases my hearts. Huh. Well, Sure, let's increase my veils. Yes, that bot definitely has it in for you, Ark. Complex knowledge. She's serious when she gets talking. There's hard edges under the bluff and banter. And I have 2 more. Why not increase my hearts? Let's increase my hearts with the cook. Let us speak, my captain, on the nature of edibility. Culinary philosophies. To be edible is to be possible to be consumed, and to be living is to consume. Thus we find the nature of the unliving is to be consumed. In fact, therefore, anything that is not living may be consumed. I don't want to eat rocks. I don't want to eat rocks. But it's certainly a philosophy. I have 1 more secret. Let's see what happens if you raise hearts with the doctor, the clattery air here. Increase your hearts. The best way to extract a secret is to offer one in return. Exchange. It's a straight trade, one of your best discoveries for one of hers. It's not hard to drive the bargain. She sits back after dinner and tells you this. Most people think that the hard part of surgery is finding what's wrong and taking it out, but any fool could do that. A ship's cook with a cleaver can have that part of the job. The hard part is cutting so you can sew it all back up again afterwards. And she demonstrates on a shark fin, leaving it in a better condition than it started. All right. That's 2 hearts and a veil. Oh my goodness! An unexpected letter. Who sent it and what does it say? Your sweetheart, return to London as soon as you may, your sweetheart says. You are a father. Choose this option if you sired a child. Your sweetheart, a surprise for you on your next return to London. I have taken in a foundling. Choose this option if you're unlikely to be either a father or mother. You, when I next return to London, I will bring an additional recruit, your child. Choose this option if you're giving birth to a child. You know what? Yes, let's adopt. Let's adopt. Oh my goodness. Let's adopt a foundling. Let's do that. No pregnancies at sea, darn it. What are you thinking? Is this some scheme of theirs or honest affection? You have a child. Return to London to look after them, and they may become a scion, allowing you to take 2 legacies. I have a child now. Oh, right, and there was... Oh, right, the salt that I was collecting the sea stories for. Okay. A new arrival, you, your sweetheart, and your child. Let's see what happens. You, your sweetheart, and your child. What will your child call you? Nothing at all. You don't want to raise the child, or you can't afford to. Turn away. Let your sweetheart raise the brat if they can. Father. Yes, you are the child's father. That's locked? Oh. I have to own a better house. Mother. Yes, you are the child's mother. Also needs a better house. Captain, your relationship will be remote or complicated or exceptional. Also needs a house. Or improve your lodgings first. You can't raise a child in a room above a pub. Well, people do, but your sweetheart expects better. I could afford a townhouse. If I'm remembering correctly, it costs 1,000. So I could spend this 1,000 and get a townhouse. I mean, that's what the welfare state keeps getting accused of being, isn't it, Ark? Oh, you're too poor to be a parent, we'll just be taking that away now? Well, let's perhaps not out of this. And I think your lodgings. See your child. Where is the little creature? Visit your study, rest. Ah, here we are. Purchase an elegant townhouse. A good address on... Something's on fire. On Hollow Street. It won't be cheap. I'm just giving the sirens a chance to pass here. Okay. Yes, that costs 1,000 to purchase an elegant townhouse. Hmm. You know what? I've never had a child in this game. I hate spending the 1,000, but... Oh, decisions are hard. Yeah, let's do it. Let's purchase the townhouse. I'ma do it. Sailor's service. You have your crew cart your things from the blind helmsman to your new address. If anyone respectable calls, they'll pass as servants. Resting is now more expensive, but more effective. I now lodge in an elegant townhouse. Visit your study, a private sanctuary. Once your lodgings are large enough to support a study, you can create items such as an ironclad will, a whispering trophy cabinet, or the Zong of the Z. Okay, let's see our child. Where is that creature? Okay, I choose to be mother to this child. I may be captain to my men and to acquaintances in the street, but even though they're an adoptee, they're mine. I am their mother. Here it is. Small, warm, apprehensive, affectionate creature. Treat it gently. You may visit your child at your lodgings when you gain a free evening. You always get free evenings when you return to London. But here's one now. I am now a mother. No. I'm fairly certain that the lifetime that this particular lifetime had was courting the dapper gentleman, so having two fathers, you can do it, you know, like one can be papa and one can be father or what have you, but all right. I'm curious about the study. Let's go back to the lodgings. Spend time with your family. Your sweetheart comes and goes. They have their own complicated business, but they always return to your shared home and your child. That's sweet. But yes, let's have a look at the study. I've never gotten a townhouse in this game before, so. The clock ticks. The glass light wickers. Shadows lie quiet. Let's see, we have the options to create a shrine to stone. You know, the hymns, the prayers, the traditions. Perhaps you believe, perhaps you don't, but it'll comfort the sailors. The process of creating the shrine to stone will increase your hearts by 7, as high as 200, and the shrine is an auxiliary item worth a further 7. Interesting. You need not to have a shrine already. Something to do with the god's attention that is unclear because this is cut off. 1 captivating treasure and 7 secrets. Let's see, create an anatomical cabinet. You've learned so much. Now create an object lesson that will guide you in the destruction of your enemies. The process of creating the cabinet will increase your iron by 7, as high as 200, and the cabinet is an auxiliary item worth a further 7. You get that with not already having one, 1 supply, 7 lamentable relics, and 7 secrets. Create a serene aquarium. You know the secrets of this peculiar specimen. Construct an environment that will display it to best advantage. The process of creating the aquarium will increase your mirrors. Pretty much my lowest stat. By 7, as high as 200, and the aquarium is an auxiliary item worth a further 7. That's with what, not already having one, obviously, 1 supply, 1 live specimen, and 7 secrets. I'm starting to notice a theme here. Create a monstrous almanac. You could fill whole shelves of notebooks with what you've learned of the Z, its monsters, its treasures, its secrets, and so you will. The process of creating the almanac will increase your pages by 7, and the almanac is an auxiliary item worth a further 7. That is unlocked with not having one, with 7 outlandish artifacts and 7 secrets. Create a whispering trophy case. Yes, when the bones are emplaced, you will hear them when you sleep. The process of creating the trophy case will increase your veils by 7, and the trophy case is auxiliary worth a further 7. Okay, that is unlocked with not already having one, 7 strange catch, and 7 secrets. Or write a will. The court of chancery, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom it may devour. Ensure it doesn't get its lion tentacles on your property when you're gone. Should you die, this will ensure that your heir retains your lodgings and any heirlooms you've accumulated. And that costs 200 echo, having the home, and not already having a will. Continuing onwards, I might do that, but I think I need to raise more money before I want to spend another 200, I think. Although being able to keep the townhouse, I'm going to think about that while I read the rest of these. Adorn your lodgings with captivating treasures. Convert captivating treasures into heirlooms, and they'll adorn your lodgings until the day you die. After that, your family will probably sell them. This is a way to pass on money to your next character. You can have no more than 12 heirlooms, or 16 in a mansion, and you'll need to pay a small fee to write these treasures into your will. 10 echo, have to have a will, have to have no more than 11 heirlooms, as it warned, and 1 captivating treasure. You are right, Ark. That is what I'm hung up on the thought of there. Convert a collection of outlandish artifacts into an heirloom. Individually, these artifacts are interesting. Together, they're unique. This is a way to pass on money to your next character. You'll need to pay a small fee to write these treasures into your will. You need to... you can only have up to 11 of those. Unlocked with 10 outlandish artifacts, sorry. 20 echo to write it into the will, having a will, and... okay, you can have 12 heirlooms. Interesting. Write the Song of the Z. You have assembled a store of lore and a collection of antiquities. Your knowledge of the Z rivals that of any captain of history. Write it all down. This will create the Song of the Z, which allows you to retire happily if you have the correct ambition, and is a pretty nifty item in its own right. It requires the cabinet, aquarium, shrine, almanac, and trophy case, which can all be created here in your study. Woo boy! One dread surmise, a port report from Irem, port report from King Eater's Castle. Now that's a place I haven't encountered. Port report for Khan's Heart, alright. Port report for Mount Palmerston. For Port Cecil. 40 secrets. 77 tales of terror. 77 Z stories. 77 memories of distant shores. Not already having a Song of the Z, and the various items that you can craft here. My goodness, that's a lot of stuff. Or out into the house. Yawn, stretch, rise from your desk. And yes, I'm going to write a will. I will write a will. This will ensure that my heir retains my lodgings and any heirlooms I've accumulated. 1 ironclad will, just in case I die. Farewell, another 200 echo. I got an achievement! It's called Sound Mind with a question mark. Right well, the Court of Chancery as a roaring lion. Oh, I've already read that part. Base-born and fowling piece. The lawyers peer at you like a vulture composed of crocodiles. Come now, she creaks. There's a few years in you yet, but your caution does you credit. Sign here. No, ink is fine. This isn't the brass embassy. I now have an ironclad will, and I have lost 100 echo. I thought it was 200. I'm not going to complain, but... Okay, obviously I can't create any of these things. I mean, I'm close to the captivating treasures, but I actually need to have a captivating treasure to do that. I don't know where to get those. But yes, let's go back out into the rest of the house. Yawn, stretch, rise from the desk. Oh my, I could sell the townhouse. I'm not going to do that. Purchase a Z-side mansion. Something up by Prickfinger Wastes, but not too near the carnival. Something with a view. Or consider retirement from seafaring life entirely. Maybe it's time. This allows you to review options which will end the game. You can safely scrutinize them without choosing one. Not interested, but thank you for the option. Let's spend some time with the family, since I have one now. It's a delight, but will it always be a delight? The Zailor knows two worlds. If you give suitable presents to your child, they will gain sea fever. If sea fever reaches 25, they will decide to run away to sea, becoming your scion. This will establish a permanent dynasty of future Z captains. Oh, I could tell them tales of the Z, but that would consume my Z story, and I'm trying to save them up for the salt. Oh. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell them a story. Lost 20 terror, lost 1 Z story, and have 1 memoir of Z fever. Interesting. Oh, sorry, 5 memoirs of Z fever. The Z fog coils fat and white against the window. With a delighted shriek, your child disappears under the blanket. Telling horror stories to your children before bed, it's a long tradition. Okay, it is time to stock up on supplies and head out. I'm going to stock up on fuel and food. And more fuel because I'm really paranoid. Alright, let's go. It's time to go. We've been here long enough. Unless... let me double check the hold. Okay, yes, it is the Dapper Chap's portrait, so yeah, adoption was pretty much the only option. I have a recent news, which means I must have read the news or something. But I don't have any port reports, so I did check in with the Admiralty last time. That's what I wanted to double check. Alright, let's go give our recent news to the ship out front so I can get a Z story to replace the one I just spent. It's been a very long week. I feel lucky to remember what I was intending on doing. But it does mean that I really need to think and bear in mind of some game that I can play on Wednesdays if the Among Us does not actually come together for me. Alright. If we speak to the crew, they long for news of home. So let's give them some news of home. Tea beneath the light, in the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. Lost 1 recent news, lost 5 terror, very nice, I'm down to wary. Thank you very much for the follow there, fellow deed. Much appreciated. And gained 1 Z story, so now I have 2 again. Alright, so let's head out. Northward! No reason not to stop in at Hunter's Keep while I'm in the area. I can grab a port report from there as I go by. But yes, I checked, and it does look like Soulworker usually updates on Wednesdays, which means that it was really not a good choice to attempt to stream when the Among Us didn't happen. Nope, the sisters are not receiving visitors, and I don't have any recent news anymore, so let's just generate a port report. English is a language, maybe. The sea's silence. Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle, the house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. Not receiving visitors, though. Parlor's empty. Where are the sisters? The maid makes it clear, through a series of unwelcoming growls, that Phoebe, Lucy, and Cynthia are all 3 indisposed. Low lunch today, apparently. Okay, so, northward. If I swing this way just a bit, I can hit that square that I didn't explore before. There we go. It's completely empty, but at least it's explored now. Well, the darkest dungeon went better than I could ever have hoped, really. The sheer luck of everything that happened during the darkest dungeon, I cannot complain about at all. I don't really like the scrambling around and the changing of games midstream and the not being able to figure out how to change my title in my game. That part I didn't like at all. And those bats are back. Well, because I did that last night's boss run I did while I was on an event that gave me extra damage and extra XP. So, good evening, Pyrocat. Welcome. So, I think that the boss fight went as well as it did because of the extra damage buff that I had. But yes, we have arrived at Venderbite. Let's start by gathering some gossip and getting a port report here. Who's plotting what in the tomb colonies? Along the coasts of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. That's gotten a nice port report there. Yeah, it got really lucky. Good evening, Begreen. Welcome. All right. Let's explore Venderbite while we're here. Here, they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still long enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. An interlude. You pause for refreshment at the Hungarian cafe. The coffee is dusty and the pastries a little stale, but the gaggle of decaying violin players are skillful and surprisingly sprightly. They play Eat Our Hearts, My Darling. The king is tall, tall, and pop goes the weasel with brio and conviction. Then they start on The Old Dark Ocean Under the World, and you realize the time. Your ship awaits you. I now have a memory of distant shores, and I've lost one terror. Oh, it's not dusty food. It's dusty coffee. And I think that might be worse. Coffee is not food. Coffee does not have enough calories to count as food to me. Pyrocat, how does what work? Oh, the coffee, the dusty coffee? I'm suspecting that it's dust floating on top of the coffee. I think it's the coffee was poured into a dust-covered mug, and now there is dust floating on and in the coffee. Bad juju. What else do we have here? We don't have anything else interesting here, so time to move on, I guess. Let's pause for a moment. Now, we found Wither, Codex, and the Chapel of Lights the last time we went north, but not Mount Palmerston. So, perhaps if I go past the abyss and into this swath over here by Purewall Point that is unexplored, maybe it will be there? Yeah, I can't actually set sail unless I unpause the game. And if I'm very lucky, I can just sort of deke southward of these bats and not actually have to deal with them. But yes, here's another set of bats, which I missed. Get out from my backside. Yeah, let's eat them. An unorthodox diet. Those little bones are troublesome and the flesh quite a little gamey, but salt them well enough and they're quite edible. Gained 1 supply and 1 terror. That sounds like a pretty good reason to not drink coffee there, Pyrocat. And more for Arcanine. Okay, let's run the all clear and check where I am. I am north of where I intended to be. So let's swing slightly southward. We'll pause for a moment for greatest accuracy and send out the bat. No islands in the Z-Bat's range. Oh, but there is a giant crab. No, don't want to deal with that. My hull is at 31. I do not want to be getting into battle with a giant crab right now. This particular game I've been playing since mid-June on a weekly basis, if I'm remembering correctly. I played Sunless Sea a little bit before that, but I didn't stream that play. I made it through a life or two, maybe, but I started over again for streaming it. So I have some idea of what I'm doing, but not entirely. No islands in the bat's range. We're going to turn northward. I'm trying to figure out exactly where Mount Palmerston is in this particular life. Oh, no, 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 no. Back up, back up. Okay, let's just pause and send out the bat. That was the biggest lifeberg I've ever seen, and I want nothing to do with it. Especially not when I'm this damaged. Okay, there is a whirlpool. Oh, we're at the Chapel of Lights again. Oh, I don't want anything to do with that thing. What is that thing? Let's pull in at the Chapel of Lights here, just because we're nearby. Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower, cracked iron laughter. Beware, the aisle is full of voices. I don't really drink energy drinks myself either. I find that the amount of caffeine in them is too much for me to handle all at once. It makes my heart palpitate a bit more than is really at all comfortable. Just too much caffeine in one go. Alright, eat of the chapel's bounty. A smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. Give a nightmare to the well. I don't currently have a nightmare by some sort of miracle. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and the light? Or attend service at the chapel, which is a straightforward challenge with a 92% chance of success. Ugh, but that would cost me 5 supplies. I'm not really into that idea. Let's gather some intelligence first. 1 to 3 energy drinks daily to stay up playing video games. Oh man, I The feeling of my heart just going out of rhythm like that, it was so disturbing the first time I tried it. I've just avoided it ever since. All right, gather intelligence. A smiling priest in a red cassock tends to the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you note the name of a ship or two. No, I don't think that drinking that many energy drinks in a go, or even in a day, is really a good plan. It's some people who are who are less affected by caffeine can probably get away with drinking an energy drink. And the younger, like the teenage years is an excellent time to overdose on caffeine because you process it so fast in those times. But, you know, you got to keep track of yourself. The way that the body deals with stimulants changes as you get older. Heck, it changes like through the teenage years. Like if you're really young and you have a lot of caffeine, it's going to be really bad. Teenagers can have way more caffeine than kids can, and more than many adults can have, but that's for a very short window of time, really. Oh, that's terrifying, Pyrocat. That's scarier than the game. Alright, let's eat of the chapel's bounty while we're here. Rich and red, they have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds, tomatoes impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself, leave with the juices dripping from your chin. Lost 28 hunger. I'm not going to attend service because I don't want to spend the supplies when I'm so far away from friendly port. Do they have shops here? They do not have shops here. I'm especially not going to spend the supplies. Alright. We're at the Chapel of Lights. I'm sure that Mount Palmerston is somewhere to the east of where we are, but I'm not sure if it's north of here or south of here. I'm going to try north. It was really far north in my previous lifetime. So I'm going to hope that something rolled similarly. And it also happens to be away from that giant lifeberg thing, the Avid Horizon. Is there a port here? Oh, it's pretty. It's so pretty. Look at it sparkle. There is a port here. Avid Horizon. This is the end. Avid Horizon. Two vast winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is deep Gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach, and your breath freezes, falling tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Explore along the shoreline what can be found on this bleak beach. That is unlocked with no memoirs of beginner's luck, oh my. Open the high gate, a curious miscellany gathered from all across the wide Black Sea. Your companion knows how to use these materials. Complete a certain matter in London to achieve this. Unlocked with 40 materials for the passage, oh my. Look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored night of the waves. Watch them a while. That is unlocked with terror of no more than 75. Oh boy, that, Gather intelligence, such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. Unlocked when Avid Horizon is not being surveyed. Unlocked with when you don't have a port report. Alright, that's going to be one of the first things to do. Or, you heard a story. The ice by the gate's edge. There was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. That's unlocked with no hunter's eye. And 77 fragments. Interesting. Well, let's gather intelligence first. Nothing moves. This stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It's not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? Your journey here may attract the attention of a certain Crimson patron. Return your port report to the Admiralty in London to unlock a new story. Oh my. Pyropata? Sparkling water? I'm not familiar with that one. Is that from a book or a movie, or is it some other place in this game that I haven't discovered? Okay. Merrild. Oh! Oh, so it's a real-life phenomenon. Ah, I see, I see. That does sound pretty. Let's check out the story, actually. I heard about the story, the ice. Behind the ice. Yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted to claws, mouth agape. With her left hand, she had plucked her own eye from the socket. It lies very close to the surface of the ice. If the stories are true, there's a dark virtue in that eye. Take it, then, but perhaps you should put it in a jar. I now have one hunter's eye. Hunter's eye. Eat the flesh of the deep lurkers, and your eyes will change. That's not concerning at all. I'm just going to continue onwards. Well, since this appears to be the week of tempting my luck, let's explore along the shoreline. What can be found on the bleak beach? A shipwreck. Beneath the black and freezing water, a ship lies rusting. Its hull is being torn like paper. Lifeberg's work? Some of the supplies and cargo are still salvageable. Why were they bringing sapphires here? Time is? I've gotten a memoir of beginner's luck. I've found something valuable. Once per game, something pleasant will happen. I've gained 3 supplies, 3 fuel, and three caskets of sapphires. Nice. Well, can't everybody, use having a spare eye around just in case? Okay, this is definitely not what I came here to find, but that is quite something. I guess straight south from here? Or, well, maybe south and a bit eastward? More? Well, I'm already about as far north as it's possible to go. I think I'll turn east. Stormbones. We enter Stormbones. St. Elgius sends his fire to dance in the air on deck. Very far away, we see the great light of the Ragged Crow. That sounds like we might actually be close to Mount Palmerston, possibly? Bat, help me out here. No islands in the bat's range, huh? Let's pause and look at the map here. Oh, that's interesting. Well, apparently let's keep sailing. Oh, there's a beacon. Maybe there's something around here? There's a light. The Ragged Crow is some distance to the southwest. Click to mark it on your chart. All right. Thank you very much for the follow there, Pyrocat. Welcome. You know, marking it on the chart would actually help if I checked where it was on the chart. All right, over there. So southward of this... southward of this very large lighthouse. Well, have a good night, Pyrocat. Glad to have seen you here for the amount of time you were here. Am I going in the right direction? It's hard to say. It was marked on the map, but now it's not. Bat, help me out here. Oh, wait, the Ragged Crow was that, it was that lighthouse. Chongyi Rift. I'm literally going around in circles now. No islands, except the, then what are these? What are these I'm sailing past right now, Bat? Good night, Pyrocat. And I promptly gets caught in a storm. Oh, which way to get out of it? Come on, ship, you can do it. I can see the edge of the storm. Come on, ship. Every time I'm almost out of the storm, it just sort of reaches out and embraces me again. There we go. Okay, we're out of the storm now. Ah, nothing, huh? What's this, though? Frost found. Oh, this is a lot further east than it was last time. Where was the port for this place? Aha! Discovered tortoise. Frost found towers and ramps and galleries and stairs of ice, raised and spun like an architect's honey dream. No spider ever wove so complex a web. The towers are utterly pristine, untouched by human life, but a pitiable encampment squats by the dock. Okay, I can engage an officer, the tireless mechanic. The tireless mechanic has had enough of Frostfound. He smiles at you over his spectacles, teeth chattering. Brr, so glad to see a ship at last. Ready to offer my services. I'm an engineer, finest you'll ever hire. Treat engines like my own children. Not that I have children. Too busy. Usually busy. I already have a mechanic, so I'm not going to be taking him on, even if I could afford him, which I might be able to. I could afford him, but I already have one. Let's see. Take tea with the squatters at the dock. Some of them wear the robes of Iremi riddlefishers. Some look like Withern folk, but even more ragged. But they do seem a little more practical than either of those peoples. Ask the squatters about the castle. You notice they avoid looking at it directly. Enter Frostfound. A long flight of stairs rises glistening to a sheer tower. There is no door. Your reflection hangs in the cloudy ice. You cannot enter Frostfound if your terror is greater than 20, and you should not enter Frostfound without a good reason. My terror is... Oh, I have 30. I have 10 extra terror. I don't have an extra child to give to the engineer arc. Oh, and you need to have 50 mirrors. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Create a port report. What are the squatters up to? Speak to your Iremi contract. A riddlefisher is wearing the blue and red scarf that marks him as a contact. It would be a riddlefisher. What are the odds he'll give you a straight answer? That is a high-risk challenge with a 22% chance of success. I can speak to a Withern contact instead. Interestingly, a Withern dock squatter is also wearing a red and blue scarf. What are the odds she'll give you an answer at all? That is also a high-risk challenge, which my pages quality gives me a 24 chance of success. 24 versus 22. Okay. Port report first. What are the squatters up to here? Bickering amiably. Not all are Iremi or Withern. There's the odd researcher, the occasional deranged ice sculptor, now and then a very cold, very sad rubbery man, but for the most part an atmosphere of friendly rivalry reigns. I now have one port report for Frostbound. Well, fellow, I definitely don't have balls. That is a thing that I definitely lack. I will admit fully to that. But yes, I'm going to try the 24% chance of success because it's slightly better. So here goes. Let's try talking to that contact. Why would such a ship come here? Who questions the questioner? What is the name of your employer? Why do you think I would know? Is she being obtuse? Are these code phrases you don't recognize? Has the Khanate employed a counter-agent to bewilder you? Will these questions ever end? You are forced to give up. The mission is a failure. My pages have failed in the challenge. However, I have completed my commission and can return to the Admiralty. let's take tea with the squatters. This is a very cold place. Tea sounds like a good plan. A surprisingly warm welcome. We're keeping the steps for the games of truths, a helpful riddle fisher explains as she fills your cup for the third time. Every year, the people of Irem and Wither meet here for, she pauses, contests, she finished vaguely. The difference between a question and a riddle. One day, someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. You spend a pleasant few hours while the tea is supplemented with Iremi liqueurs, pale withered beer, and something the riddle fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the riddle fisher grins. From time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here, and we always feel bad for them. I've gained a supplies, I've gained a fuel, and I've lost 10 terror. That means that I could enter Frostfound if I had enough mirrors, which I do not. Alas. Ooh well. Okay, let's have a look at where the heck we are now. I still haven't found Mount Palmerston. I guess if I sail straight west, I'll cover a lot of ground that I haven't already covered, so let's do that. Pretty much straight west out of Frostfound. That is what we're gonna do. Assuming there aren't any giant crabs or pirates or anything of that fun nature. Or a whirlpool. A whirlpool could be a problem. Oh, I think I just found the Khanate. Yep, I found the Khanate. Still not Mount Palmerston, but I like this music. No deaths yet this stream. I reset the counter to 0 for each stream. There, fellow. I don't know where Mount Palmerston is this time. I found it in my previous life to this one, but it's in a different place this time, obviously. Alright, Khan's glory. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. I can offer a gift to the leopard, except I don't have a gift. The royal clan of the Khan himself has a notorious weakness for coffee, and his court follows suit. If I had coffee, but I don't. Petition for access to the Nephrite Quarter. The clan of the leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. This gives access to the Nephrite Quarter in Khan's heart to the south, allowing you to sell your goods there. That would, favors leopard's condescension. Oh boy. Offer a gift to the Taimen. This clan is named for a sizable and ferocious fish of the surface. They have a fondness for drowning pearls, for some secret clan ritual. 5 drowning pearls, obviously not happening. Plead your case with the Taimen. The Taimen clan has long controlled the White and Golds, the loyalty service who watch Cunningans and foreigners alike. If they're convinced your intentions are good, they may be lenient. That's Taimen's mercy times 3. Ask the leopard contacts to intercede with the Taimen. If your Khanian suspicion has risen too high, the Taimen can help. The leopard may induce them to do so. Don't have that stuff either. Ask your time and contacts to intercede with the leopard. The leopard's favor is essential for gaining access to Khanate trade. Still don't have that. Cruise past the clan palaces. Khan's glory has a steely beauty, but the clan lords are ever suspicious of spies, and those gun emplacements are vigilant. This is a straightforward challenge with a 100% chance of success because my Veils is really high. So we're gonna do that. Strength and brilliance. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean gardens of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade, statues of warrior Khans past. The water is dark and calm. The sentries watch you with calm distrust. That is success in a Veils challenge. I've lost 2 terror, gained a memory of distant shores. I have 1 Khanian suspicion. And that's all for now. Obviously, that didn't generate a port report, alas. Nothing awaits you. Time to leave port. You have this. I don't know why I would do another cruise unless I really wanted to raise my suspicion, which I'm not going to do. So, Khan's glory is nice. It's time to go. Can I go through here? I bet I can go through here. It's nice finding the Khanate, but I can't actually do anything here. So I'm actually going to continue with my sailing westward. The fuel and supplies are starting to get low. It's time to start kind of heading my way back towards London. But I want to see if I can find anything on the way. I found an edge of a storm is what I found. We enter Storm Bones. St. Elgius sends his fire to dance in the air on deck. Very far away you see the great light of the Ragged Crow. Okay, so I'm back in that square again? Apparently. Well, assuming that this storm doesn't go too far in this direction... I'd rather, you know, sort of dip around the southern edge of this storm rather than sail right through it and waste more fuel. Let's send out the bat just in case. No, I didn't think so. The Chang'e Rift. I'd already found that, hadn't I? No, I had not. That is new. On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment and then fades. Another vortex. There are so many vortexes up here this time. This must be Void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiations. To the north, the false stars fail in the darkness. Send out the bat. Nothing, huh? I want to get into that square that's just to the east of me, but the storm. And then the music changes. Yeah, wait a minute, what was that? Oh, that's just the Ragged Crow. Okay. Southward. Maybe I'll have enough fuel to put in at the Salt Lions. If I turn off my lights in the fog, that ship might not see me. Ow, no. I can't afford to get into a ship battle. Aha! They won't shoot me while I'm in port. Oh, my poor hull. Alright, we're at the Salt Lions. There's a vast sorrow in their empty eyes. Two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Picking. There's a supply dock below. We can visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Carry Sphinx Stone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the Salt Lions to rubble, one block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. You need to make a deposit of 200 Echo and have 20 units of spare cargo space, which with the low amount of fuel I have going on, I should have more than enough space. Very tempting. Compile a port report. Time, basalt dissolution. Well, as usual, we're going to start with the port report. Notes for the Admiralty. Record the activities of the Unmakers, such as they are. Right of stone and silence. Now have the port report. I'm going to check the hold. We have 17 out of 40 slots filled. I can absolutely take the 20 slots. Let's do that. Carry Sphinx Stone back to London once that ship loses interest. If the stones weep, an Unmaker advises you, ignore them. Unless they flood your hold, of course. Then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. I now have 20 Sphinx Stone for the loss of 200 Echo. I will get it back when I go back to London. And yes, let's visit the Unmakers. Fungal Sane and tea cakes. We get funding from the bazaar. It's true, but Station 4? I wouldn't call us Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? I've lost 5 terror. I am now nervous and gained 1 fragment. And I'm just going to make a note here. that the salt lions are equal to Station 4. Because it seems to me that this might be something that would be useful to know. So I'm going to add it to the notebook. There we go. Continuing. That is pretty much it. You know, waiting for that guy to lose interest is the main thing. Alas, I can't buy fuel here. I would really like to buy fuel. Ah, pity. So we're just going to wait for that guy to lose interest and sail back into his fog bank. And then I think it's pretty much straight west. Maybe stopping in at Demo Island. The main question is, where the heck is Mount Palmerston? Perhaps it's between the Salt Lions and the Khanate, but it's hard to be certain. He's still just circling there. Oh, he seems to be heading off. Quickly! To the west! Turn off the light to sneak more effectively. And to save some fuel, I'm getting rather worried about only having 4 barrels. Oh, that's a big crab I don't want to deal with. That's another ship I don't want to deal with. A breath of change passes. And yes, it looks like stopping in at Demo Island is definitely in the cards. With any luck, they'll have some fuel, and I can buy a barrel or 2 to see us home. A fervid forest of fungus. I&M has a funger operation here, felling giant bulbous shrooms for building materials, harvesting Kirli for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable Factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Ah ha ha ha, quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Okay, so as usual, first thing I'm going to do is compile a port report. Of course, I&M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. I know I didn't read the options, but I could have tea with the Factor. The poor fellow needs the company and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. I can explore the island. Close crowded thickets of bulgus and skirli. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. Accept a volunteer. One of company's bulgus fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge, and me hair, and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. I don't need another crew person right now, but... gather supplies. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck. There's a 60% chance of success. Do they have shops here? They do! Alright. It's a little expensive, but let's buy a couple of fuel to make sure we make it back to London. And let's have tea with the factor. An interlude. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle, an expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea has a hint of mildew. But the factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the Gant Pole where monsters swarm, about the seductions of the principals of Coral, the infestation at Featherhaven. He also has a load of bulgus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff, I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidentially towards you. It happens, you know, but one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Lost 2 terror. I continue nervous. Gained 8 fragments and 1 supplies. So, the question is, do we risk attempting to gather more supplies? How much hold space do I even have right now? I only have 2 spaces in the hold. Let's not. I don't have the space. So, yes, from here it's pretty much a straight line in the direction that the ship is facing. That's very convenient. Oops, I pressed E instead of W. I apologize. That's ridiculous of me. Restless nights. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately, another. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. What did they see? Which is a tough challenge with a 37% chance of success. Oof. Or ignore them. The captain can't be seen to take these things seriously. Not with a 37% chance when my hull is this damaged. No. Ignore them. They'll get over it. Silence at the breakfast table. The crew is subdued as they take their meals, but all is quiet in the next watch. Lost 1 terror. Continuing nervous. But yes, I know what direction Mount Palmerston is supposed to be in. I just haven't found it yet. Don't see me, please don't see me. I'm not here. No, not bats. Oh, between 2 terrible things. I don't like it. This is Hunter's Keep, and I'll just put in here, just on the off chance the sisters are in a better mood. They are in a better mood. Look at that. Lunch with one of the sisters. Cynthia's the eldest, melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Or Lucy, the middle sister, sunny, restless, prone to giggles. Or Phoebe. Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. I'm going to lunch with Phoebe today. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell, of 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts, out through the skylight of the dining room, to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The Untersee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There's a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there, you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly served cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. Gained a memory of distant shores. Acquainted with the sisters, but something's changed. Gained a supply. Lost 44 hunger, very nice. Lost 5 terror, continuing nervous, and have Storm's attention. It's certainly a thing. Okay, let's head back to London. I maybe did not need to buy 2 fuel out at the funging station, but I was worried. It's hard for me to judge distances with this map. I cannot quite tell how far or how close things are. The crawling stars. We're almost at London. The lookout shouts. Far above, the false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? Record the change and assign a name. If the new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? It's a matter of luck, a 50-50 chance. Or eyes on the deck. Forbid them to look. You can't really stop them, but you can at least discourage discussion. They won't like it, but it's safer. I'm gonna go for the 50-50 chance. Here we go. Oh, this is a different one than previous attempts. The Raid Wheel. One sailor claims it resembles the sun, another a Hindu mandala cross, a third suggests the rose window of Chartres Cathedral. This excites mockery. Nevertheless, the reaction is positive. Fortunate, lost 3 terror. Still nervous. I can't believe that happened when we were so close to port. Oh, interesting. We didn't get a harbor master's report this time. Well, let's go visit the Admiral first. You're ushered into his office off Mansion's Pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across that desk. Ah yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. We can ask if he can provide a little fuel to cover my costs. Submit vital intelligence, which I don't have. Submit port reports, which I'm about to do. Submit a relatively chart, which I don't have. Speak of moves in the great game, which I have not discovered. Ask what he needs. Ask if there's anything in particular that he needs. Turn in a shipment of red honey that I don't have, or return to the docks. But first, port reports. And what is the day-to-day like on those farther shores? Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring national majesty, notionally. Alright, that's 5 echoes. Same favor, because I've been there multiple times. 1 fuel. Life's good. Venderbite. What have the nearly dead been up to, then? Alright, lost the port report, gained 10 echo. Favor remains unchanged once again. My visit has been confirmed, and 1 more fuel. I love the free fuel. The Chapel of Lights. There's something about the Untersea that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. Alright, submitted the port report, gained 20 echo. Favor remains unchanged because that was my second time visiting it. A new accomplishment, having surveyed the Chapel of Lights, and another free fuel. Can I talk this week? I don't know. Avid horizon, I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. Oh no! Oh no, oh no! No, 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 no. I don't like this. I am very upset. I should have sold the stone before I came here and did this. Alright, candles overboard. I am feeling very bad about that. Alright, I've gained 10 echo, 1 favor, a new accomplishment of having surveyed the horizon, and gained another fuel, and had to throw my candles overboard. Alright, it's somewhere in one of the shops. Casket of sapphires. It was the laconic general who named the Carnelian coast. Then she discovered it was full of sapphires. Imagine her embarrassment. I wonder if there's a place I could get a better price for sapphires. Where do I sell the stone? I know I do. A contact in London will purchase them. Perhaps that's the visit from Mr. Sachs? Let's try that. Midnight. A presence dominates your lodgings. Its fur-trimmed robe is the red of blood on snow. Over your chair hangs a familiar brown sack, bulging with offerings. Londoners give generously to the crimson beast of winter, anything to be rid of it. The figure stares into the fireplace, smelling of soft musk and harsh ammonia. I require a sturdy vessel and a captain. Yours comes recommended. You will suffice. Mr. Sachs, take my service, an ancient contract, words not to be spoken lightly. You may wish to wait until you've explored the main trading ports around London before doing this. Or, Mr. Sachs, take your leave. You will not be intimidated in your own lodgings. There is no penalty for this. You will be able to accept this contract at a later time of your choosing. Well, that is definitely not the thing with the stone. Perhaps Roser's Wharf? I'm not going to deal with Mr. Sachs just at the moment. Consignment of Scintillac. Solace Fruit. Escort some interested acquaintances. Which I can't do because I didn't get another day when I arrived at port. Oh, here we are. London, deliver the Sphinx Stone. Special constables, black uniforms, distinctive caps, the badge of Ministry of Public Decency, wait with a cart. Alright, let's deliver that Sphinx Stone. Sign, sign, sign. Here's a receipt. Here's a discretion contract. Here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiling fog. Here's your reward. 500 echo. No more Sphinx Stone. Lost to terror and delivered the Sphinx Stone, which is what I should have done before submitting my port reports. Back to the Admiral. Let's submit some more port reports now that there's actually room in the hold. Alright, Frost found. Is it as beautiful as they say? I doubt it. Poets are notorious liars, but liars make bad poets. A paradox, isn't it? Never mind. Your report? Okay. That is 1 port report submitted, 30 echo, 1 fuel, 1 favor, and an accomplishment of having surveyed Frostbound. Hurrah! The Salt Lions, the bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. 20 echo, 1 fuel, no more port report. Favor remains the same because I'd been there before, but I did get an accomplishment of having surveyed the Salt Lions. Demoux Island. You've been to Demoux Gate? Alright, that's a port report. 20 Echo, favor stays the same. My visit has been confirmed by the office, and I gained another fuel. Hurrah! Alright, I failed on finding the thing at Frostfound for them, alas. So let's ask if they have anything in particular that they need. If we can be assured of your discretion. The Admiral will see you now. The Admiral deals directly with more sensitive commissions. So, we scroll down, ask if there's anything in particular that he needs. This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London, same as always. Retrieve strategic information from the Empire of Hands, far to the east. That is a new one. Okay, so that's going to get added to the list. I wonder if it's further to the east than the Khanate, or if it's sharing the same, what is it, latitude or longitude? Latitude. No, longitude. Empire of Hands. Far to the east. Alright. It is now in the notebook. I don't believe there's anything else for the Admiral, so let's go to my lodgings. Read the morning papers, that's what I want. The Unexpurgated Gazette, the magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the Spiteful Trumpeter. News. News from home. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The traitor Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. One news, lost one terror. No longer nervous, I'm wary. I don't have a free evening, so I can't spend it with my family. What else have we got? We've got the sapphires in the hold. Is here the place to sell them? Or should I try to sell them someplace else? That is the question. I don't know. But yes, I still have so many things to do. So I have Storm's attention currently. Still trying to save up enough sea stories to buy that mutter salt for my informant. Oh, that's right, I have a passenger. Where did they want to go? Where did they want to go? Oh no. I've completely forgotten. That's a concern. Well, let's visit the Alarming Scholar. The Alarming Scholar is mercurial to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly their appointment at as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary, to keep their razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, the scholar whispers breathily, I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? I'm going to sell my Memories of Distant Shores, just to gain some favor. wells of emotion. As the alarming scholar listens, tears well in the depths of those shining, or is it blazing, eyes. They overflow, splashing on the desk blotter. "Stop," they sob, at last. "This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macabre memories I wish each individual tone recalled." 10 whole echo, but I've increased my favor. And again, favors with the antiquarian are increasing. 10 more echo. I have a bunch of these. Still increasing, still the same text. Not selling my Z stories because I need those. Alright, that's it for the alarming scholar. Leave the university. You have business to attend to, and besides, the scholar keeps snapping their teeth like a mechanical trap. Okay, I don't have anything to sell at the Rose Market. I don't need more crew. I need to repair the ship. Now, with any luck, I have enough Admiralty favor that I can get the less expensive. And that is my computer getting very upset with me about storage space, which I will have to deal with a bit later. My C drive is very full. I need to transfer some things to not the C drive. Alright. You may call in some of your Admiralty favors to have cheap, good quality work done on your ship, my poor, poor ship. This will completely repair my hull for 25 echoes and 3 favors. Excellent. Do it. Go. This is what I've been saving up the Admiralty favors for. Rapid efficiency. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, very quickly. Lost 24 echo and 3 favors, but my hull is completely repaired. So, my ship is now in acceptable shape. Thank you, I'm off. Hello, Ezra. Good evening. It's been so long. Welcome back. I can't do a new recruit because I don't have a new day. It is a neat game. It's mostly exploration with a side of horror, terror. It is not a 4X game, no. It's almost purely exploration, to be honest. There are various things like my character's main thing is that they're trying to find their father's bones, which have been lost somewhere out at sea. But I have someone who has a lead on where my father might be, or where my father's body might be, but they won't tell me unless I give them a stuff called Muttersalt, which I can buy in Wither, which I've discovered, but for 5 Z stories, and I only have 2. So this, I can get 1 Z story per trip, basically. But as you can see from the map here, I have not explored extensively. I've been trying, but there's a bunch of places I have not been. But the idea is to sail around, not run out of fuel, not run out of supplies like food and such. I'm tempted by the Mr. Sachs thing. most of it is not as hard to pronounce as Disco Elysium for me. Um, this game doesn't borrow words from other languages quite so much, so the vast majority of it is English. But sometimes there are words that I learned by reading them, so it's more of a guess about how they're pronounced. But I'm soldiering on as much as I can. But yes, it is time to stock up on fuel and supplies and to continue outwards and to debate about whether or not to deal with this Mr. Sachs thing. Actually, it would be an excuse to sail around. Let's do it. Let's enter service with Mr. Sachs. A deal is struck. The beast withdraws its hand from the fireplace, examining it. Packed lacquer, neath snow. It disappears back into the Incardine robe. 3 deliveries by your release. Do not tarry. You have much to lose. Mr. Sachs has boarded my ship. I am now in service to Mr. Sachs. Where does he want to go? Dude, you didn't say where you wanted to go. Where? Okay, let's find him. Saxon Snow. Oh no. He didn't say where he wanted to go. I guess I'll take him to Venderbite and Wither? And maybe the Carnelian Coast? But let's try Venderbite and see if that makes him happy. Fuel time! I am really hoping so, because I'm very confused about what's supposed to happen now. The Crimson Beast of Winter now lurks in my hold. That's great. Aha! I just had to click on him again. Thank you for making me look at him again, Green. Alright. The first delivery. The creature calls for you. It is time to begin. A hunger that can never be satiated. Mr. Sachs is waiting, clutching what looks like a leg of lamb. The meat is rotten, the bone is well chewed. A fool sought a name that devours. It devoured him, a lifetime's wealth wasted on cravings that can never be satiated. When all was eaten, he stripped the meat from his fingers in search of solace. Still the hunger gnawed and screamed in his belly. He thought this pitiful offering of poison might free him. Debts are not so easily paid. Deliver this to Khan's Heart or Pigmote Isle. I know how to get to Khan's Heart. The first delivery. To the Khanate. I know where the Khanate is. I just discovered him in the previous trip. It's right over here. So, Khan's Heart. That is where we are bound. And yeah, you know what? I think I'll try to get there by sailing west and then north. Onwards. I hope I got enough fuel. As usual, I'm going to stop by the lightship that's just outside of London here to pick up a fresh Z story. The salt that my informant needs for finding out about my father's bones costs 5 stories. And here I can trade my recent news for a Z story. Speak to the crew because they long for news of home. Lose recent news, lose 5 terror, gained 1 Z story. That's what I wanted. It's time to go. I'll make a hard turn. And yes, there's a port that I hadn't actually discovered that's not too far west of here, so I'm gonna try to touch in on that place. You know, if that ship doesn't shoot at me. Is that a lighthouse or another ship? It's another ship. That is a lighthouse. Yep, it's another light ship. I don't need to purchase fuel right at the moment, but it's nice to know this is here. But yes, going to want to go a bit diagonally northwest from here. I'm doing the spin while going slow, because it's just easier that way. It's very nice that the ship turns on a dime. And I have for Ezra, who has not seen this game before, this is a vast underground sea that exists just outside of London after it was stolen by the bats and dragged a mile underground. Some time ago. The amount of time ago is difficult. What do we have here? Bat, identify this place. Labyrinth of eels? I don't think I like the sound of that. Let's, oh, no, not, I don't like the look of that shark. Let's just... But yes, so I own this ship that I use to explore this sea, and I have a trained bat that finds islands for me. Here we are, burning blue, a hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. There's a perfectly natural explanation, which is a straightforward challenge with a 96% chance of success. Or I can spin them a story. Now any lubber knows what a blue light means. That was probably going to consume my Z story, so I don't really want to do that. So let's attempt to calm them, since it's got a 96% chance. Watch me hit the 4%. Listen a moment. Your measured and rational speech does you no good. Your crew no bad luck when they see it. Yep, it failed. I hit that 4% chance of failure. Gained 1 terror. See, I used up all of my good luck yesterday. is yesterday I did not play Among Us because the group couldn't really bring itself together. Oh no, 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 no. No, no. Oh, thank goodness for high veils. So my Among Us group couldn't get together yesterday. Oh, what have we here? And so I ended up attempting several other games. Ah! We found the Khanate again, and that pirate ship keeps noticing us. This is what I mean about the distances on the map being very deceptive. The Khanate looked much further away than this. Okay, I'm just going to pause here for a moment. He wanted the Khan's heart, which is the one that is south of us. So, we'll take it south. And after trying a game called Soul Worker, which had a server maintenance while I was trying to stream it, I ended up on a game called Darkest Dungeon, which I have also played on the channel before, and had a couple of the luckiest runs that I have ever had in that game. Particularly one boss fight where nobody hit death's door at all. Like, nobody almost died in the boss fight. It was quite something. In the service of Mr. Sachs, the crimson beast of winter lurks in your hold. This is where he wants to be. Crimson... First delivery. The creature calls for you. It is time to begin. This is where it's supposed to be. Deliver this to Khan's heart. That's where I am. How do I deliver it to Khan's heart? Okay, Khan's heart, London's rival, an oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals thread the painted city, street lamps glow, and water taxis putter. Oh, it's the august travel writer. I'd completely forgotten about him. See, this is what I mean about it being a long week. Last week I remembered him just fine. Okay, drop off the august travel writer, your payment captain, it's been a pleasure. Seek a commercial license. The Khanians dislike merchants, and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nephrite Quarter. Time in the tea house. The Copper Quarter offers comfort to foreigners, but the prices are, to put it mildly, mischievous. What are mischievous prices? 50 echo. A delivery for Mr. Sachs. This is far enough from London. It will suffice. Hire on crew. Khanians are wary of your people, but perhaps you can find someone. That would cost 30, and I don't actually need another crewmate, so I'm good. Wander Khan's heart. Foreigners are restricted to the Copper Quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, you can explore it in reasonable safety. That's what's yes. No, this does not. What generates the port report? Purchase fuel at an outrageous price. The Khanate merchants grin when they see you coming. An unlicensed foreign captain? They'll pick a price and triple it. Gain access to the Nephrite Quarter to purchase less expensive fuel. This is fuel that costs 50 echoes. I'm not buying it. I'm not. Purchase supplies at a ludicrous price. Foreigners are permitted to buy food in the Copper Quarter, but only poor quality in small quantities. And so you go from street vendor to street vendor, trying to purchase enough soggy smoked fish to feed your crew. That is 50 echo for a supply. Ugh. Pay a storyteller. The storytellers in the Square of Cedars wear brightly colored kaftan-like clothing with silk sashes in contrast to the more sober and subterranean dress of the citizenry. For coin, even foreign coin, they'll sing epics of their nation's history. That is 5 echoes. Interesting. gather a port report, the Khanate generally assumes that all foreigners are spies or worse. It would be a shame to disappoint them, but it might be dangerous to prove them right. As Khanian suspicion increases, this action becomes more difficult. If you have an intelligence network here, it's easier. They have a sing-song mode too. Apparently. That is a modest challenge with a 66% chance of success. There is establish a spy in Khan's heart. If you're caught, it'll mean trouble. If you're successful, you can tap your network later for intelligence. The dark-spectacled admiral and the voracious diplomat, among others, will be interested. I've not met the voracious diplomat yet, though this is the second time I've seen them mentioned. That's a modest challenge with a 69% chance of success, but I'm missing something. I don't have any networks. I have to have a network before I can start a network. Seek intelligence. If you have eyes and ears in the Khanate, you can use them to gain more than just a port report. Well, I'm going to try to make a port report. 66% chance. Here goes. That is a failure. Eyes everywhere. Your listeners meet your questions with courteous, frightened silence. The back of your neck prickles. Don't turn around. I now have 2 suspicion in the Khanate. Well. And no port report. Alright, let's drop off the august travel writer. By evening bell, the travel writer sets across the planks with good speed, his steamer trunk in his arms. A storyteller pesters you for coins as you eat your dinner at a steam-filled restaurant. You throw him a coin for quiet, but before you can resume your meal, an explosion tears through the next street. Citizens, sailors, and the white and golds hurry to the crater. Once the smoke has cleared, you can see the innards of a secret shipyard, torn brass and steel, mangled faces staring lifelessly from the rubble. The white and golds argue in their own tongue. The storyteller ambles up to you. They are saying that the Leopard made underwater ships here in violation of an agreement with London, he whispers. They say London's assassin has visited. You might want to slip away. I've gotten another suspicion, but also 200 echo. Let's make that delivery for Mr. Sachs, shall we? A hunger that can never be satiated. The copper quarter pulses as the feast rages on. Its people gorge themselves too quickly to taste the food on their lips. Their cheeks bulge and stomachs swell, but still they eat. The white and golds wade in to silence the growing mob before it can escalate further or set its sights on the royal food stores. Completed my first delivery, gained menaces, and I have 10 drowning pearls. There's those guys in the north who want pearls. I remember that, just above us here. Alright, where's the next place that Mr. Sachs wants to go? The second delivery. The creature calls for you once again. A prize that became a curse. Mr. Sachs produces a jeweled bird. The thief thought it would bring her riches. Perhaps it would. But when the gracious widow and the cheery man both covet what you stole, more money ceases to be of concern. To offend one or make an enemy of the other. She sought a third way, a moment of inspiration that came too late. We want no part in this feud. Settle it. Take this to the smugglers of the Isle of Cats to favor the widow or the cheery man's agent on Mutton Island. I don't know where the Isle of Cats is. That is not a place that I have visited. But I believe I have found Mutton Island. I'm just going to write down the Isle of Cats as being a place that exists. Alright. I guess I'm favoring the one dude because I don't know where the widow's place is. Let's just pause here for a moment. Yes, there's Mutton. So I can take it to Mutton very easily. So yes, what I'll do is dip up to Khan's Glory and see if they'll accept my pearls. And then sail for Mutton, I guess. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Let's check. I could seek a commercial license, but I know that's already going to be a problem. I could wander Khan's heart, but I already have a lot of suspicions, so I think I'm going to not do that. Let's go hand off these pearls. I keep discovering places that I'd already sailed by. Can I go in through here? That would be really convenient if I could. Please don't doink off the wall. I didn't doink off the wall. Do a Yui and into the port. Here we go. Khan's Glory. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court. And yes, the Taimen. They have a fondness for drowning pearls. They take 5 at a time, which means the 10 that I have should be worth 2 of whatever this gets me. An offering accepted. In the yellow chamber by the palace entrance, a masked functionary scrutinizes the pearls. Yes, she says. Even through the mask, she does not meet your eyes. She rises, turns, and leaves. I have lost 5 drowning pearls, and I have gained 1 favor of Timon's mercy. Excellent. Which one of these was the Timon's mercy one? This one was. So I'm going to offer the other 5 for more of that. And that's the same text and same results. Excellent. Oh, I should have gotten coffee. I knew I was coming here. I should have bought coffee and brought it. Ah, short-sightedness. That is me. Okay. From here, we're headed to Mutton, so it's out and southeast. Or perhaps I'll just go south around the bottom of the Khanate, just to discover a few more areas. I like that plan. It's a good plan, me. Thank you, me. We'll just nip out the side here. And we'll sail around the outside, wherever it goes. If I run into solid objects, it damages the hull, yes. What is this? Oh, Khan's Shadow! My gunner wanted to come here. I remember that. Let's put in at the Shadow. Long ago, the Khanate turned its back on its warrior traditions. It has no place for pirates and would-be nomads, so here, in the shadow, the exiles make their home amid 100 wrecked, grounded, decommissioned ships. Okay, I have the options. Let your Longshanks gunner go ashore. I'm no more good to your captain. I got the scent of freedom now, and I'm for the city of broken ships. That will mean I'll lose her, but it will progress her personal plot, or my personal plot, or something. So I'm probably going to do that. Acquire a doomed monster hunter. The rebel lords of the Khanate are hungry for the secrets of the Dawn Machine. One among their number will volunteer to die for you should you provide what they need. That's unlocked with an element of dawn, however you get that. Compile a port report. So many malcontents, so little time. Okay, port report first. Closely written notes. Conniving, debauching, speechifying, drinking, singing, speeching, poeting, now and then a drunken duel. Very occasionally a savage ritual murder. I now have a port report. Haha! I was denied one in 2 other places, but I got one here! Alright, let's let the Longshanks gunner go ashore. A profitable parting. So I've got a confession to make. I've been moonlighting in the old trade. Not aboard ship. I'd never steal from a shipmate, Captain, I swear. She winks. But a port here, a port there. Here's some of my haul, and thanks. She hands you a collection of clinking objects wrapped in cloth, shoulders a bundle, and whistling, hurdles the rail to land in a rusting coal barge. She's gone. Alas, farewell, Longshanks gunner. I hardly used your skills, but I shall miss you. I now have 2 outlandish artifacts, a casket of sapphires. I've lost my gunner. I have an ambiguous Eolith. A thinking creature made this, or the sea made this, or both. I have a hunting trophy, and 3 drowning pearls. Nice. Anything else here? No. Perhaps not then. Okay, that was actually a fairly lucky find, despite the fact that it cost me my gunner. So I'm just going to, well, head southeast-ish, hopefully through a bunch of these squares I haven't explored yet. I mean, in this life, I have not been engaging in very much combat, so the loss of the gunner is not a major issue. Dow's 8. The principles of coral. The corpse rainbow glow from beneath the waves echoes the false stars above. Interesting. And the music has changed quite significantly. Anything from the Z-Bat? No. I could swing towards the Salt Lions, but I do want to hit mutton, so... That is much further south than the Salt Lions. Creeping tendrils of fungus, seaweed, unnameable flora. We enter the snares. Okay, I am curious enough to actually halt the ship for the Z-Bat this time. They can be a little more accurate if the ship isn't moving when they go. Nothing, huh? Despite this island down here that I can absolutely see. Oh, and a shark. I don't want to deal with the shark. Nope, 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 nope. Too close, way too close. Oh, this is that eel's labyrinth again. That's the same shark. Which has definitely noticed me, but is thankfully slow as hell. Oh, it's losing me. It's lost me. It's lost me! Hurrah! I'm just gonna send out the bat as a thing to do. Nothing in range. Am I going the right way? Yes. I just keep checking to make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, we have the lightship here again. Getting towards Mutton. Oh, and a fog bank. So we'll turn the light back on, even though it makes the fuel burn faster. My previous life, myself and the crew became so terrified that the crew mutinied and threw me overboard. I'd prefer for that not to happen again. Slightly this way. Here we are. Mutton Island. Well, the main problem with the audience mutinying is that I have a lot more control over you as the audience than I do over the crew in this game. I'm a Z captain who finds it very difficult to swim when tied up. Yes, Green. Alright, Quaker's Haven. Once, this simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind town. Alright, there are drinks at the Cock and Magpie. There's only one public house on the island. The Cock and Magpie is famed for its local cider and, of course, the Z-food. Explore the shore. Wander a little way along the shore. Pick up a wretched mog. Meow, meow. A yellow-eyed, mangy, piebald thing winds around your ankles like a manacle chain. You've never seen a cat's mouth open that wide. Presumably, it's hungry. Chat to the fishermen. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. I did meow! A delivery for Mr. Sachs. The cheery man's fellow is drinking in the pub. Visit the hilltop above town. There's not much wind in the Interzee, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltops sometimes carries interesting scents. This is a straightforward challenge with a 92% chance of success. Buy supplies from a dockside stall. A rosy-nosed merchant is well stocked with crates of mushrooms and dried fish. It's the best you can do here. 9 supplies I'm feeling okay about. It's also 30 echo for supplies. Ugh. Or buy fuel from a dockside stall. A woman with soot-stained lips has crates of coal to sell. I don't have a cat, Ark. I have this mushroom thing, and I have the comatose ferret. I have no cat. I don't know that I want to obtain the cat. It would cost me 3 supplies for that cat. There's no way that cat is worth 3 supplies. Alright, let's chat to the fisherman to generate a port report. Pirates plying the waves, smugglers at their work, khanate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. Lost a single echo, and now have port report. Okay, let's make the delivery for Mr. Sachs then. Cheeryman's fellows drinking in the pub. No good deed. Our little lost birdie? Well, there's the thing. You have my patron's thanks, and here's your reward, what was promised and is well deserved. Only thing is, there's only 2 folks what might have his cheeriness's property, and that's the one what stole it, and the one what bought it, and figured they could sell it back, like indeed you are doing right here. So, and it's nothing personal, mind, I'm afraid I must break something. Little warning to any others out there who might be thinking of being clever. Tell you what, how's about we make it fair? Use the coin. Heads or legsies? He flips it, high, almost to the rafters. Rather than waiting for it to fall, you punch him hard in the face. The pub's clientele grumbles, but are soon mollified by free drinks all round, paid for with the money in the chap's pocket, of course, leaving a little for yourself. I've gained 78 echo and have completed my second delivery with a punch to the face. I'm going to explore the shore. I feel like it. Wandering. Beachcombing. Take a stroll along the beach. Perhaps the Z has brought you something. Driftwood? A smooth, dark surface. Something glinting. Just bottle glass? A nasty glob of goo. It lies on the shingle like a discarded heart. Or the remnants of a shipwreck. What's washed up here? Oh, the shipwreck. I'm going for the shipwreck. Boxes of biscuits. Murgatroyd's fungal crackers. An awful lot of them. One must hope that you enjoy fungal crackers or have an extremely hungry parrot. Gained 2 supplies. Ha ha! All right, the service of Mr. Sachs. The 3rd delivery. The beast stirs in the hold. Your final assignment awaits. A life that was never lived. Mr. Sachs is staring at a small wooden box as you enter the hold. Inside, wrapped in a few pitiful scraps of velvet, is a lock of blonde hair and a set of teeth. Carefully polished, barely used. The winter was harsh. The fire went cold. Later, the mother wished to forget. A convenient tragedy. Deliver this to Avid Horizon in the north. Well, I know where that is. I'm definitely going to head back to London to stock up before I go back in that direction because it's a long, long sail. But yes, I know where that is. Okay, anything else interesting? Buying supplies, having drinks? Nope. I believe we are probably headed back to London then. But yes, there's the avid horizon, where the last delivery is made. I don't think I'm going to try to make it there on this trip. I think I'm just going to get a port report from Hunter's Keep for the free fuel, and then go back to London. But first, I'm actually going to take a pause here, because it is 10 p.m., it's approximately break time, or at least close enough that I'm at a stopping place. No, you know what, I'm going to sail to Hunter's Keep. I'm going to sail to London, Hunter's Keep and then London, and then I'll take a break. I changed my mind. I will take my break when we reach London. Although I do wish that the ship could go faster. This just feels interminably slow. Also, I am sorry to hear about the allergy to cats. They're very common pets, so it's hard to avoid getting exposed. I say, as a person with an allergy, that it's very easy to get exposed to. Knock, knock. A crewman steps into your cabin. His uniform is one of your issue, though the face rings no bells. They do blend together after a while. This, however, does not look like a chap who swabs decks or loads cannons. Begging your pardon, Captain, permit me to introduce myself, Gervais, at your service, at least while the poor fellow tied up behind the galley remains regrettably indisposed. Might I trouble you for a brief moment of your time before my escort to the brig? Oh, my. Hear him out. He is at least honest about his dishonesty. Or sound the alarm. He's lucky not to be going to the bottom of the sea. You know what? I am a former street urchin. I'm going to hear him out. A message from London. My gracious employer has grave concerns about your guest down in the hold, Captain, and the course to which you are now committed. Blood will spill before this voyage is over, but it needn't be yours. Gervais produces a small vial, crystal. The blood is red, redder than normal blood, almost glowing with vitality. Here is a more bitter vintage. When the time comes, I urge you to choose wisely. A favor from on high is rarely a poor investment. I have been given my third delivery, and I now have a vial of highly questionable blood. I'm not sure what to do about this. I already had a third delivery. But yes, let's get a port report. Oh, and the sisters are up for lunch. I've got quite a bit of terror. I think I will lunch with Lucy today. Well, I think that cats and humans are neck and neck. Especially since humans are responsible for the cats. In fact, that might make humans more responsible than the cats, because it's the humans that took the cats to the places where they wiped out species. Although that is getting very semantic about it. But yes. Lucy! A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially a complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. I've lost 10 terror. I've acquainted with the sisters, but something's changed. Gained a supply, and I have Stone's attention now. Okay, port report. Reconnoiter the island. And same text as before, so we'll just take the port report and go. Onwards to London. I am not surprised, Ark. We are an incredibly destructive species. And here we are back at London before the fuel runs out. And apparently we weren't away long enough to generate another extra day. How sad. Well, let's grab the recent news while we're here. Read the morning paper. Oh boy. Fatal error. Backup failed. Please contact support. What? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm just going to put this on the Be Right Back screen. Oh no. Oh yeah, she's crashed. Yeah, that's, I've not had a fatal error before. Oh, I hope I didn't lose too much. It should have saved automatically when I was at Hunter's Keep. So it should just be the going into London that was the... Let's see if I can get it started back up again. Yeah, fatal error doing an autosave, no less. Let's see. Okay, the game has restarted successfully. Let's see if I can load. We shall see. I have no idea where this save is going to land me. In London. I am in London. Okay. I will bring you folks back while I find out, how much is Alright. Still have the third delivery for Mr. Sachs, which was the main thing that I was working on. And have the vial of highly questionable blood that I got just outside of Hunter's Keep. So I do not appear to have lost anything. But yes, we're gonna try the thing that caused the crash before. Let's read the morning papers. Question mark? Okay, that is the same text as before, and I did get a recent news and lost a terror. I do not appear to have lost any progress. It looks like the save completed before the crash. So I am exactly where I was when I entered London. So that's good. Question mark. I wonder if I visit my study, is there anything I can actually do with all the stuff that my gunner gave me when she left? No, it looks like that's all the same. Alas. Back to the house. Okay. Let's continue our chores then. Actually, instead of going straight to the Admiral, let's look at London this time, just in case. Okay, nothing there because I didn't stop at the Lions. Alright. Let's submit some port reports. Hunter's Keep. 5 Echo and a fuel. Khan's Shadow. Oh, these are always fun. Come on, let's hear it. Report submitted. Other officials gather round to hear your tales of bloodshed and debauchery, and the jokes about the Khan and the Shadow produced so efficiently and so entertainingly. The one about the Khan and the donkey produces a roar of patriotic laughter and encourages the deputy recorder to unlock the departmental drinks department. 30 Echo, 1 fuel. No more port report, lost 5 terror, gained a favor, and have an accomplishment of having surveyed the place. Yes, this is blood that is too red. So, it's either magical or it's not human. Or both. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? Lost port report, gained 5 Echo. My visit has been confirmed, and 1 fuel. Alright, off we go. Out into the foggy street. Turn your collar up. I don't think I have anything for the Rose Market, but let's check. Yep, she wants a consignment of Scintillac, which I don't have. He wants some Solace fruit, which I don't have, and I can't reset the market because I don't have a new day because I wasn't away long enough. Which, I sailed all the way to the Khanate and back enough. You would, and back. You would think that would be enough. Okay, so do I have anything for the alarming scholar? Not giving them a sea story. Oh, an ambitious Illith. Some of these things were made as tools, some just look that way. Oh, they'll also take the outlandish artifacts. You know, I have 2 of those. Let's find out what happens when we give them an outlandish artifact. A careful scrutiny. We have something like that, they declare, but not very like that. Interesting. I have some ideas about suitable fees. 100 echo, lost an artifact, increased favor, and got a fragment. Interesting. I'm going to hang on to the other things because I'm curious about what other places might want with them. Let's leave the university. By some sort of miracle, my ship needs no repairs. So it's just buying some more fuel and supplies. And come to think of it, sapphires sell for 90 here. I just don't know if I want to do that. What if somebody else would offer me a better price? Yes, let's just buy some more fuel and supplies. Although the supply situation is looking fairly good, I can't complain about that. And thus, with a hold nearly full. Alright, so the next planned stop is all the way up here at the Avid Horizon. If I can, I'd like to go there by way of these squares that I haven't explored. So going out to the light ship, and then up diagonally, and then up, and then straight up, and hope I don't meet up with a storm. Here's hoping. And probably with a stop by the Chapel of Lights as I go by. Is the plan. Is a plan. Definitely a plan. But that is a plan that is going to wait for a bit, because now I am actually going to take my break. So, I am going to refill my coconut water. I'm going to have a good stretch, probably a quick bio break. Maybe run some ads. And I will be back in a few minutes.